Hello guys, how are you? I'm Hardeep Singh. Welcome back to your own YouTube channel. IELTS updates and recent exams. For more updates related to recent IELTS exam writing test topics, listening, reading, practice test, and speaking, you got guesswork. Please guys participate in everyday listening and reading practice test to achieve your desired band score in your actual IELTS exam. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Press the bell icon for the upcoming notifications. Don't forget like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, IELTS updates and recent exams.
Part 1.
You will hear a telephone conversation between a student and an assistant in a job agency. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Good afternoon, Rights Employment Agency. How can I help you?
Oh, hello. I'm calling to register with the agency. I'm looking for work.
Have you registered with us before?
No, this is my first time.
Okay, so shall we start by taking down some details? Can I have your name, please?
Yes, it's Helen Shepherd. That's Shepard.
Sheperd.
No, A-R-D.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I've got that. And your address?
18 Henley Street.
Is that in Milltown?
Yes. The postcode is MT47HV.
7HB?
No, V.
Okay, I've got that. And I need a contact number.
My mobile is 07945 76674. That's the best number to contact me on.
So, are you interested in full or part-time work?
Well, I will be looking for a part-time job in a couple of months when I start university, but at the moment I'm looking for full-time work. I left school last year and took a gap year before going to university. I'd like to work for the next 2 months and save some money before I go.
What did you do in your gap year?
I did some voluntary work for 6 months, and then for the last 3 months, I've been travelling in Southeast Asia and Australia.
That sounds exciting.
Yes, it was fantastic.
So, I need to take down details of any work experience. You say you did some voluntary work? What did that involve?
I worked at a residential school for disabled children. I really enjoyed it. The children and the rest of the staff were fantastic. My degree course is in health and social care, so it really gave me good experience for that.
Yes, of course. Have you any other experience?
Well, I did a bit of waitressing work when I was at school, and I spent a summer working in the King's Hotel on West Street 2 years ago.
What were you doing there? Waitressing?
No, I was a chambermaid, cleaning the bedrooms.
Oh, yes. I did a bit of that when I was a student. Okay, that all seems fine. You've got some experience, which is good. Just a couple more questions. Do you drive?
Yes, I took my test last year, but I don't have access to a car, so I do rely on public transport.
That shouldn't be a problem. I'll just make a note of it here. No car. And I need to know exactly when you're available and whether you'll be able to do shift work. You know, early mornings, late nights.
I don't have a problem with early morning shifts. I'd prefer not to do night shifts, though.
And when would you be able to start?
Immediately, if necessary. The sooner the better.
Now answer questions 6 to 10. I'll just check our database to see if we have anything suitable. Let's see. have some hotel work here, the Highlands. Do you know it?
Is it the one near the Prior's shopping centre?
No, it's just off the ring road on the other side of town, near the leisure centre.
That's quite a distance for me. Is it cleaning work?
Well, I think it's a bit of everything. Some cleaning, some waitressing, and kitchen work. It would be shift work, but nothing later than 10. The hourly rate is £6.75 with meals provided.
That sounds reasonable, but I'd prefer something a little closer to home if possible, as that's a long journey for me.
Well, we also have 2 positions as carers. The first one is in a residential home for the elderly. It's on Hamilton Terrace, the Cedars Care Home.
Oh yes, I know where that is. It's only 10 minutes walk from my house.
Well, that's convenient then. They want someone with experience. I'm not sure if your experience with children would count. I could give the manager a ring and find out.
Do you know what the hours are?
Yes, it says here 5 shifts a week from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., including some weekends. There may also be some evening shifts available. The pay is not as good as the hotel job, only £6.10 an hour.
And the other one?
The other one is an interesting one. It's caring for a disabled lady in her own home in Poplar Street, helping her wash and dress and doing housework and shopping for her, that sort of thing. It's not full-time work, though, just 2 to 3 hours every morning. The pay is good, £6.80 an hour, and transport is provided.
I do like the sound of that, but I really need more hours. I think the care home sounds the most suitable.
We can arrange an interview for you if you like. I'll ring the manager now and find out when he can see you. Are you available this afternoon?
Yes, I'm free all day.
That is the end of part 1.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 2.
You will hear someone giving a welcome speech at the opening of a new arts centre.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the new Midlands Arts Centre. We are delighted that so many of you have managed to brave the rain and come out tonight to help us celebrate the opening of this new facility. I'm here to tell you a little bit about the complex itself and show you what is on offer here. But first, a little background. It was well over 15 years ago now that the idea was born to create a centre of drama, music and art that would attract visitors from the local area and beyond. Our aim was to provide a place of entertainment for the whole family, which would also offer education and training opportunities to performers and artists from around the world as well as the local community. With the help of local businesses, we aim to offer annual grants to up-and-coming artists who might otherwise be unable to fulfil their dreams. As you will see when you look around, we already have an exhibition of 2 young local artists. You will find that in Exhibition Room B. I must admit I've never been a big fan of abstract art, but I was blown away by the exhibits on display by these talented youngsters. Exhibition Room A houses our other temporary display. This one includes sculpture made from recycled objects and a collection of film posters from the 1970s and 80s, a must for any film buffs out there. The Rees Gallery houses our permanent exhibits, which include a collection of historical photographs of the local area and work by local artists Gemma Brock and Giles Priestman. There will be guided tours every 15 minutes throughout the evening. For any budding young artists here this evening, we have a drawing workshop starting in 5 minutes with celebrated local cartoonist Andy Minot. Andy will be sharing some techniques for creating caricatures and showing some of his most famous works. You will find Andy at the back of the Rees Gallery, and all under 16s are welcome. There are many other events taking place this evening, but I haven't got time to go through all of them. Your programme will give you details. I've just picked out a few of the highlights. Later in the evening, there will be a performance from the Midlands Youth Band and Dale Park Youth Choir. This is the first time they have performed together, and I can guarantee that it is not to be missed. They are performing tonight in the Gilbert Theatre at 7 p.m, but don't worry if you missed that one. They will be on again at 8:45 p.m, this time in the studio. Be sure to get there in good time. Another important event tonight is a talk by local writer James Carver. He'll be discussing his series of historical crime novels and reading from his latest book, The Secret Stone. He will also be signing copies of his books. I know he has a lot of fans out there, so make sure you go along. The event starts in the studio at 7:30 p.m. Finally, the big event of the evening will be a performance by the award-winning Simon Bradford and his Jazz and Blues Band. Simon has recently completed a sell-out tour of Europe and has just released a new album. And we are delighted he has travelled all the way from his home in Canada for tonight's performance. His show and album have received fantastic reviews, and I really can't wait for this. Be sure to be seated in the Moffat Hall in good time for the show. It starts at 9 p.m. and will be the final event of the evening.
Now answer questions 16 to 20.
Now, you should all have a programme with a plan of the complex. Please do have a good look around while you're here and make the most of the facilities. So, we're standing just by the main entrance, and you can see the Moffat Hall at the back of the complex on my right. This is the main feature of the complex and seats almost 2,000. We hope this will become a world-class concert venue, and one glance at the forthcoming events gives a good indication of what we can look forward to in the coming months. By the way, if you wish to book for any forthcoming events, the box office, which is over here on my left, will be open all evening. There are 2 places to get refreshments. For light meals and snacks, you can try the Stage Door Cafe. You'll see that straight in front of us. It is open all day from 10 a.m. and serves snacks until 9 p.m. For something more substantial, you can try our Italian restaurant, which serves freshly prepared pizza, pasta and other classic Italian dishes. You'll find it on the left there next to the box office, and it's open from midday until 11 p.m. I ate there earlier, and the food is absolutely delicious. All the arts exhibits are to the right of the entrance. Access to the temporary exhibition rooms is around the back of the Rees Gallery. To get to these, go past the entrance to the gallery and turn right, and you'll see some double doors immediately on your right. As you go through the doors, Exhibition Room A is on your right and B is on your left. Our 2 theatres, the Gilbert and the Studio, can both be found over there towards the back of the building. You can see the Studio, which seats 150, over there next to the cinema. Immediately to the right and behind the cafe is the 800-seater Gilbert Theatre. We hope that these 2 venues will be used by professional touring theatre companies as well as for local amateur productions. You will see as you enter the centre there is a gift shop directly on your right. This sells greetings cards, books and a variety of gifts, including paintings by local artists. Finally, I should just point out the cloakrooms. You will see the nearest are here on my left, and there are further facilities near the entrance of the Moffat Hall. Well, there's nothing more for me to say than to wish you all an enjoyable evening. If you have any questions, please do ask.
That is the end of part 2.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 3.
You will hear a tutor and some students discussing choosing courses at a college. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 24. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 24.
As you know, this week you choose your modules for the first year of study. So this introductory meeting is aimed at helping you make informed choices. I think the best way to do this is on a question and answer basis. So who'd like to start? Pat?
Yes. There's something I've been wondering about. Will my choice affect my career opportunities?
Well, for most students, the choice of Level 1 modules won't be crucial in terms of a later career. In fact, many graduate-level jobs will accept graduates from a range of degree courses. Employers will often be at least as interested in how well a student has performed academically and how the whole experience of university has developed the student as a person, as in the detail of the course options chosen. Selecting modules that will interest you and in which you think you will be particularly successful is therefore also likely to make good sense in career terms. On certain degree courses, though, module choice can be important. This applies mainly to vocational courses, where the degree confers an accredited professional training, as well as university education. Usually the modules students are required to take will include all those needed to meet those professional requirements. Your academic department, in this case Chemical and Process Engineering, and the university's career service will be able to advise you, and will be pleased to help you sort out anything you're not certain about.
Right.
Before you hear the rest of the discussion, you have some time to look at questions 25 to 30. Now listen and answer questions 25 to 30.
I'd like to ask a few things about the Applied Chemical Engineering module.
Fine. What would you like to know?
Well, apart from the work on practical engineering, what other topics are covered?
Some that might surprise you. One that students always seem to like includes interviewing techniques, presentation skills, and producing written reports.
They sound interesting. How are they taught?
Through lectures, practical classes, and personal tutorials. Applied Chemical Engineering lasts all year, of course, so there's plenty of time.
And what about assessment?
Through project work, usually, or dissertation. Not exams as such.
Is that the same for the information technology part of the module?
Yes, things like word processing and learning to create spreadsheets are tested in a similar way on this module.
That's not the case in some other modules, is it?
No, it isn't. Are you thinking of any in particular?
Yes, I'm considering doing fluid mechanics.
Ah.
The work on flow analysis looks interesting, and I like the look of some of the other topics too. So, how is that module tested?
That's one of those which still uses written exams. The sit-down, formal type, I'm afraid.
Oh, that doesn't matter. I quite like that kind, as it happens.
Pat, you've got a question.
Yes. I was wondering about Science 1 in chemical engineering. How is that organised? It's a bit different from other modules, isn't it?
Yes, it aims to give the necessary basis of physics and biology for those students who haven't studied the relevant subjects at A-level or equivalent. In practice, it means that students who have already studied physics are excused the physics lectures, while those who've done biology are exempt from attending the biology lectures. In the second part of the module, you're assessed on your project work in one of those subjects.
And does the teaching approach differ too?
Yes, particularly in one respect. You're encouraged to learn by working out the solutions to problems for yourself.
I like the sound of that.
OK. Anything else?
Yes, I believe it's possible to do a modern language as part of the course. Can you tell me a bit about the Spanish 1A module?
Certainly. The main emphasis in 1A is on understanding and speaking, but students also learn to carry out some straightforward reading and writing tasks. Basic aspects of grammar are also introduced and practiced. The module comprises 36 hours of class contact, mainly in tutorial groups of 16 to 20, and students are expected to do approximately 64 hours of private study.
It sounds interesting. I did some Spanish at the Cervantes Institute last year. Passed an exam, in fact.
Ah, I'm afraid that means you can't do 1A.
Oh.
The regulations say this module may not be taken by students with a qualification in Spanish, though you could do 1B.
That is the end of part 3.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Now turns to part 4.
You'll hear an introduction on the adventure class. First, you have some time to read questions 31 to 40. Now listen to the conversation and answer questions 31 to 40.
Welcome to Adventure Class. I'm the coordinator of the class. During the course of this morning, I hope to give you a clear idea of what we offer in our class. Before my lecture, listen to the comments on the class. Today we sailed into a group of whales. Class takes place in the middle of elephants, giraffes, and hippos. Yesterday's lecture was at the Great Barrier Reef. Do these comments sound like your typical classroom? Probably not. These accounts come from students studying in adventure classes. An adventure class is a unique type of program that combines textbook learning with real-life exploration. Students and teachers travel together for a program in discovery and exploration. The class is provided by the Australian University's International Program, aiming at promoting students' awareness of international communication and global environment. Here are 3 popular adventure classroom programs that are available to you, college students from the freshman to senior students. The first one is called Australia Short Program. The 3-week course begins with several days in Cairns. There we hold classes on coral protection, how the corals are formed, what are their functions, and what are the threats corals are facing. Students then spend the next 2 weeks on a study tour of Queensland. Known for its sunny beaches, rainforests and remote outback, Queensland provides a rich learning environment. The highlight of the program is the tour to the Great Barrier Reef. Activities include hiking, birdwatching, and boating. By experiencing local culture up close, students explore the connection between local people and the environment. 6 semester credits are given by the Australian Universities International Program, and the tuition fee is $1,950. African Safari Program is another popular class. Kenya's stunning wilderness becomes the classroom for students in the African Safari Program. The 5-week course is set on the beautiful 20-acre campus of Australia International University in Nairobi. University professors combine classroom instruction with hands-on experience to teach wildlife management. In addition to classwork, students take trips to famous places such as Mount Kilimanjaro and Victoria Falls. Students also experience African culture through trips to local villages and Nairobi's city centre. But for most students, the safaris are the highlight of the course. The program includes 3 or 4 safaris. During each safari, participants camp outdoors for up to 6 days. One of the most popular destinations is the Masai Mara Game Reserve. An amazing collection of wildlife lives on the reserve. Students study elephants, zebras, giraffes, rhinos, and other exotic animals in their natural habitat. Those who take the course gain many wonderful memories and a greater appreciation for the Earth's natural resources. Students earn 8 college credits for the program. The cost of tuition is $4,950. The last on the list is Sea Education Association, SEA. The SEA program is a one-of-a-kind opportunity where students live and learn aboard a tall ship. The course combines ocean research with instruction and personal experience in sailing. After careful instruction, both on shore and at sea, the participants begin practicing what they've learned. Everyone on board takes turns operating and navigating a 134-foot sailing ship. That is the most outstanding. Life at sea is non-stop, so everyone is assigned to a watch. During that time, students work in the lab, in the kitchen, on deck, or in the engine room. Each watch group includes 8 people who rotate throughout a 24-hour schedule. They learn how to live at sea and how to work together as a team. Students can choose from 3 programs in different locations, each about 3 weeks long. College credit is awarded, and the cost is $3,600. Is an adventure classroom for you? If the idea of learning through adventure interests you, you might want to apply. It would certainly be an experience you would never forget.
That is the end of part 4.
You now have half a minute to check your answers.
So guys, don't forget like, subscribe and share my YouTube channel and my Facebook page, IELTS updates and recent exams. For more updates related to recent IELTS exam writing test topics, listening, reading, practice test and speaking, you got guesswork. Please guys, participate in everyday new IELTS listening and reading practice tests to achieve your desired band score in your actual IELTS exam. For more IELTS material, visit my official website www.ieltsupdatesandrecentexams.com. The link is given below in the description. If you need PDF files of latest IELTS material, then please join my Telegram channel. So guys, please write your score below the comment section. Again, thanks for listening. God bless you all guys. Stay tuned, stay safe.